All right, we are starting 10 minutes early here, so I appreciate you guys tuning in. We're going over basically eBay basics here. We're going through everything that you need to know to really create a six-figure business. Whether you're doing this part-time or full-time, these tips and strategies will absolutely help you out. So feel free to leave any questions that you might have here in the chat, and I will get to them. And yeah, guys, I try to go hard on YouTube. So I have my Sony AS3 camera as the webcam. It took me like an hour to really figure it out, but it is connected. It's looking pretty good. Let me know if you think this is looking good, and everything seems to be working well. The only thing about connecting a DSLR to a computer is that it doesn't take the audio from the camera, and so the audio is actually coming directly from the microphone on the MacBook here. So it's not going to sound that good. I am going to try to invest in a mic, so when I do these lives, I can have like a really nice mic. And so I think all the big people use like the Shure microphone. So I'm going to look into that and see if that is going to be worth it. But just want to make sure this is live. It looks pretty good, honestly. Yeah, it's a 4K camera, so it should be looking good. Let me know if you guys can hear me good. Let me know if everything's good. But today's eBay topic is basically just going over the basics of eBay. And if you really want to get to the next level, you have to really master the basics. And that actually applies with pretty much anything. If you don't know the basics to something, you're not going to be able to really scale it to the next level. So yeah, leave some questions. I see that we got some people liking, but yeah, have your questions here. I'm going to go in a little like spiel for uh, 10 to 15 minutes. And then you guys can leave any of your questions down below, and then I'll get to all the questions. So if you need any help with any specific like question or anything like that, just leave it here in the chat. And I know we're starting 10 minutes early, but just wanted to get the ball rolling. And yeah, the webcam here is like a $4,000 webcam. So I treat YouTube seriously, and I actually don't ask for anything from you guys. I don't have a Patreon. I don't ask for any money at all from you guys. This is actually just information that I'm giving out freely because I want to pretty much give it forward, pretty much give all the knowledge that I have just out freely, and in return, to create a little community here, to create a nice little fan base, and yeah, so if you guys get value from the type of content I provide, feel free to like this video. Feel free to subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and share it with someone that you think it might help. So we're gonna get straight into it right here, the eBay basics. And I am wearing this oversized Hawaiian shirt because it is Hawaiian season. And if you guys are not picking up Hawaiian shirts at the bins, you're doing yourself a disservice because most of them are selling very, very well. And another tip is if you want to sell something faster, just wear it, because everything that I wear that I put on eBay sells like within a day. So I think the universal law is if you wear the thing that you're trying to sell, it will sell faster. It's like the things that you're most attached to. Like I have a bunch of like jackets and things that I'm attached to. I'll wear them out and then they'll literally sell while I'm wearing it. It's insane. Like I was going swimming the other day and I got these super cool Polo Ralph Lauren like swim trunks. I've never found them like at the bins ever. I was like, oh, these are dope. Like I'm gonna wear these to Wyoming because I'm gonna go on vacation for 10 days out in a cabin in Wyoming. It's the most beautiful state ever. And if you've been there, you know. But I'll fly into Jackson Hole and have a great time with my family. So yes, guys, leave your questions. I'll get to all of them here shortly. And yeah, I'm going to start off just on the basics here, eBay basics, everything that you really need to know to master the eBay game, really take it to that next level and get the results that you desire here. So I see some people liking, which is awesome. Welcome, guys. Appreciate you tuning in. We have 6 likes off the bat on this live, so really appreciate that. So cool. Yeah, guys, list any questions that you might have. If you have a question at all, just shoot it down below. I'll get to it in a second, but I just kind of want to go through this little intro with eBay basics. That way, if you guys are watching this on the replay, you can take some good value from this live. And we're shooting from the Sony AS3 right now. Never tried this before, so if you think it looks good, let me know. Should I shoot with this camera every time? Because earlier when I did the live, I shot it with my MacBook and it looked horrible. So I know the audio is not the best, but the picture should be pretty good. And I also have a nice little light up here. And yeah, I think reinvesting back in the YouTube channel is important because there's a lot of successful resellers out there, and they have really good content, and they do everything right. They have big YouTube channels, but it doesn't seem like they invest or reinvest in their like YouTube content. So like it seems like they're using very basic webcams. They don't really have the best setup. So my goal is to just like off the bat have the best setup possible. So then as I grow, I can people can expect high quality content. I do have a video background. If you guys didn't know that already, but I do have a video background, and so I try to keep my videos like super professional. And if you want to check one of my older channels out, you can check out my channel. It's Mess and Tech, and I did technology reviews. And thank you, appreciate the comment there. Yeah, I hope the camera looks good. It was a huge investment. It's a $4,000 webcam. It's got a $1,000 lens on it. I wish it actually used the microphone. Like when you stream from a DSLR like this one, like if you don't believe me, I can zoom in. So we can make it look super cinematic here. That doesn't look good though. I have some good lighting as well, but like if I have something close, it should focus. The lighting is a little bright, but I can zoom in. So that was a reminder to actually go live, but we're live already. So I really appreciate you guys tuning in. If you have any questions, let me know. Would love to answer any of the questions that you might have. But yeah, so eBay basics, very, very simple. I just want to get into the value right away for you guys. And I really want to help you. Like, I'm not here on YouTube to give you like half-ass content and then upsell you to like a course or anything like that. That's not what I want to do. My goal is on YouTube is to actually give everything freely, like, and not hold back at all. Like, I want to give you guys all the sauce, especially while this channel is like small. I can do that. If this channel was huge, like millions of subscribers, I probably wouldn't be giving this type of sauce. So everyone that's watching this right now in the very beginning, you're going to get like top tier 10 out of 10 value. And that's fine. Like, I'm fine being underground. I'm fine just having a small little community, a small little niche. But my goal is to just help you guys, the day ones. I want to help you guys get to the next level. That way you can pay it forward in the future. And so I think that's a really good like karmic law of the universe is basically providing as much value as you can to others, and you will get rewarded. And it may not be a monetary reward in the beginning, and that's not my intention here. Like, I'm not here to sell you guys anything. Honestly, I just want to create my main thing is just create a community here, and really help you guys, take you to the next level. That way in the future you can say, hey, Tom really helped me out with my eBay career. Whether you've been in the game for a very long time or you're brand new, I think that everyone can learn something. And if you guys haven't seen my daily solds, my numbers, I do about, as of the last 31 days, doing about 11,000, like $11,500 on eBay sales gross, and I take about 52% profit. That's after all the eBay fees, all the shipping, basically everything, like even how much the items actually cost. And so my cost of goods right now is like nothing. It's like $1.50. So super low cost. But if you guys have any questions at all regarding your eBay business, if you have anything just at all, just let me know and I'll answer it. But I would say like for the basics, like if anyone's new here and and I think everyone can learn this. Even more experienced people have this issue as well, and it's really just, buying what you need. And yes, you can have like a queue, like maybe a week or 2-week queue, but I don't think you should buy more than that. I don't think you should really invest more than like a 2-week queue when it comes to inventory. For me personally, I have like a 1-day queue. I am literally going to the bins every day. I do have a draft bank, so if something were to happen, I do have like a draft bank ready. However, like my actual queue, like a queue is basically what you have in line, not a death pile, but what you have in line to actually take photos with. And so, like, mine is, as of right now, my queue's 1 day. I have 20 items right now, and I'm gonna go to the bins tomorrow, and that is a little bit risky. Like I said, I do have a draft bank, so if something happened, like, I do have a draft bank, but for the most part, my queue is, like, 1 or 2 days, because, like, I don't have huge obligations. I have a girlfriend. I don't have kids, so I can do that. And so I drive pretty much every day to the bins, and my goal is to get 20 gold items per day. And that's a huge, huge lesson in and just the basics of reselling is try to only put, super high tier items in your eBay store. I heard like when people first started eBay, you could basically just list anything and you would get sales on junk basically, but times have changed. There's a lot more it's like eBay's a way more saturated market, and so you're competing with a bunch of people, and when it comes to, like, mall brand stuff, like super low value, very low bread and butter type brands, those days are kinda over, and the reason is because, like, it's very competitive and it doesn't go for much, and a lot of resellers are quitting because, like, the profit margins on a very low end volume model is going to be gone pretty soon. Like, who knows with the new ground advantage if first class stuff will even really be worth it. So my main goal is to go and source every single day without fail, go every day and reinvest my profits. So I reinvest everything that basically comes in. I try to reinvest as much as I can to get more inventory and to sorry, just checking the chat here. Um, yeah, basically just reinvest pretty much as I can into new inventory, and that way I'm in growth mode basically right now. So I'm sourcing 20 items per day without fail, and I'm trying to only get gold items. Appreciate the free info. Title order change the game. Do you do anything besides clothes and any other stores besides the thrift store? Thanks again. Your content helps a lot. I appreciate that. Nifty node contacts. Keep the lives coming. We love the channel. Hey, really appreciate that as well. J Ride. eBay's legit all about the day to day grind. Yeah, it is a grind. With any business, it's going to be a grind. Any business, there isn't a single business out there that's easy. And pretty much all of them are going to be a grind in the beginning. And it's going to take a lot of self improvement and personal development, because I think where most people fail, where most people quit is their psyche and their mental state. And you really have to establish a bulletproof mindset. And in the beginning, yes, it's going to be hard. It's going to take a lot of time. It's going to be rough in the beginning. People aren't going to believe in you. And the funny thing is only highly successful people will believe in the person that's just starting off. Most of the time, family members or friends, they won't believe in you. They try to protect you and tell you not to do things. But really successful people will believe in you. Like, I believe in every single one in here. They will believe in you and they will encourage you because they understand that if you don't quit, you will succeed no matter what. And if you put in the work every day, if you show up every single day and you do research on brands that sell, you will be very, very, very successful. And so, like, there's a stat on eBay: the top 10% make 90% of all the sales on eBay. So if you want to be in the top 10%, you're going to have to do things that the 90% don't do. And what they don't do is they don't list every day. They don't source every day. They don't do endless research every single day. And so if you guys show up every day, do research every single day, you will be in the top 10%. And it's honestly really easy to be in the top 10% on eBay. You just have to list the same amount every day. And that's actually the same with any social media platform. You just have to list every day. You have to post every day. Yep, you got to emulate the best. And that's why I create YouTube videos every day on what's sold. That way you guys can get a good feel of what's selling on clothing wise. But there was a question here that do I just sell clothes? I don't just sell clothes. I actually sell like North Face book bags, shoes, hats. So it's not just clothing. I guess it is the clothing category, but when I first started, I would sell like webcams. I sold like Logitech webcams, PS4s in the beginning. I sold like my Lumix camera. So technology is really, really good. It's just more risky in the beginning because like your items could get lost, they could get broken while shipping, and people in the beginning could be like, "Hey, like I never received it or it's broken," when it actually works. So you got to be a little careful with technology, even though I think it you can make a lot of money with technology. Like my biggest days and biggest sales were technology. Um, but I mean, I like clothing because it doesn't break in the mail. And if it were to get lost or someone tried like scamming you, it's not the end of the world because it's just clothing, it's replaceable, and the cost of goods are very cheap. Like if I was selling like Louis Vuitton purses and like Louis Vuitton shoes or Versace shoes, like if I were to sell that stuff and I got scammed, that would be awful because it's such a high like the Versace shoes that I have are like they were given to my girlfriend, which I really appreciate. They're like 800 bucks. If I were to sell those, which I never will, if I were to and someone like tried scamming me and took those shoes, like that would be awful. So I don't sell designer stuff. And also the reason is it can be verified on eBay and they can ban you. So I don't mess around with anything designer. I don't mess around with anything higher end because I don't want to risk getting scammed or getting a vero. How do I store the hats? Good question. So preferably you want to get unstructured hats because you can use the SKU system really easily. These are just unstructured hats. If they're structured, that's a whole different process. I don't like doing structured hats. They're a lot harder to store, but this is actually 70 hats right here. If I were to fill up, I have 25 boxes, or these shelves can fit 25 boxes. If they were all hats, I could have 70 in each box times 25. But I just do a SKU system with hats. If they're structured, what you can do is put them in like a plastic bin, and you can get like a label, and you can tape it on the label and put it in sequential order. So like these are just labels, and you can just write out like 1 through 1000, and you can tape them on the brim and kind of just like stack them. Like you know how you can put fitted hats on top of each other. Was this a hat offer? $10 offer for shorts. What are these for? Rip curl hybrid shorts. These are actually fire, and I kind of want them, but whatever. 16 bucks. But yeah, that's how I store hats. With structured hats, you know how you can like just like stack them on top of each other. You can put them horizontally in a bag or in a bin and just tape those the SKU numbers 1 through 1000, and then it's like the SKU system's game changer. I used to have everything stacked on the bed and it was awful. And I still have some stuff stacked on the bed, but I'm trying to get all of these boxes filled up. Um, but yeah, let me know if you guys have any questions. I will answer every single question that comes in. But but yeah, I'm glad this DSLR works because it looks really good. And was there any other questions? JAKN or TNT. Um, there was another question with do I do anything other than the bins, I believe, or the thrift store? In LA, it's just like the best. The best is the bins. Unless I had more connections out here when it comes to like, wholesale clothing and stuff like that, the bins is the way to go. Yes, you can go to thrift stores, and in Melrose in LA, there's a bunch of thrift stores that probably have good prices. And I went there once with my girlfriend, and it seemed like there were some good items and good prices. But for me, my cost of goods right now is like $1.50. My average cost, or my average sales percentage right now is $18 per sale, and I spend about a dollar to $1.50. So like almost an 18x. Um, but yeah, guys, keep it coming. Have as many questions as you want. And how many items do you list per day? How many do you currently have listed from base card collector? So I do 30 per day, 20 clothing items. That includes, polo shirts, t-shirts, jeans, the clothing category. So 20 per day. And then I do 10 hats per day. So that's kind of what I do, just 30 per day. And my store, I started about 9 months ago, I believe. Right now, my sales are around $11,500. I net like half of that. So my first year in eBay, towards the end of the year, doing about 11.5, just okay. I want to get up to 15 to 20, 30. I want to be at 30 next year, and I'll probably require more storage because this is just 2 racks right here. But yeah, right now I have 2,600 items, and so 600 of those are hats, and 2,000 of those are just clothing items. So yeah, growing, and then I'm selling around 20 per day right now. So when I average everything, it's about 20 items per day, every single day. So it's really good, honestly. When I first started, it was like I was doing like 5 per day, 10 per day on the best, and now my worst day is it's like over 15, not even. So like over 16. So like when you first start, it's going to be rough, It's not going to be like super easy in the beginning. You're going to have to like, I don't know, I just had a buying problem in the beginning, and I didn't know like what I was doing. I was just buying like anything, and you can't do that. You have to do a lot of research, and you have to go really slow. And when I first started, I was doing like 30 per day, and I was just overbuying, overspending. And a lot of the things that I got when I first started, I still have. Like a lot of my button up shirts are still here, which is awful. And so, really do research beforehand. I talk about front loading research on my YouTube videos. So, study the YouTube videos because I go over like how to find items that have higher sell through rate, how to source at the bins. So I go over the best fabrics at the bins. I go over basically like everything when it comes to bins. And that's just what I do right now. And I go for about 1 to 3 hours every day. And my goal is to get at least 20 gold items. Yes, I sprinkle in some first class, like low tier items like Nike running shorts and stuff, but they always sell for me. So if you have like a track record of things that sell constantly in your store, just get that stuff and try to get like 20 gold items per day. It's not easy. It's going to take a while, but what really helped me go from 5,000 a month to 10 to 15,000 a month in sales has to do with just staying longer, doing more research, studying better brands, and just staying longer at the bins, and just basically staying there all day until like I hit my goal, which is around 20 gold items per day with a $40 ASP. Now my ASP is $18, which is awful. A huge reason for that is I marked down a lot of my older items. like my button-up shirts and things that have just been sitting around for a while. A lot of that stuff sells for like $5. So that kind of brings down my whole entire ASP, but it's going to go way up because as I sell off the lower end items, I'm putting in just, higher end gold items. And so the ASP and my profit and my margins will slowly go up. So the goal is to have 2,600 items that are just gold that have like $30 to $50 ASP. But yeah, guys, don't be shy. Keep the comments rolling. This is for you guys. This is for you guys. So have any questions that you have. What's up, Don? Hope you're doing amazing, man. How are you doing? And yeah, anytime. I'm gonna continue to be consistent. But this is for you guys. Like, you caught me live, so hammer away with the questions. You guys, come on, man. I know you guys got some good questions for me. I know you have some great questions. So let's hear some questions. Let's answer it. Keep it coming. And I don't like expect these lives to be like huge right now because like I just started the YouTube channel and this is around dinner and stuff. So I understand that. But I'm gonna try to pick a schedule where I go live like as much as possible, or on like certain days out of the weeks, on certain times. I sell clothes on Poshmark. Would you say it's better to sell on eBay? What's up, Stefan Beers? Great to connect, bro. How'd you find the YouTube channel? Happy to have you a subscriber. I know some people that do really well on Poshmark, and some of them say it's easier. I just think I like eBay, and I only do eBay because it has the majority of the traffic, and the promoted listings are really good. Where like you can really like accelerate the sales. But I've heard good things about Poshmark. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I just do eBay though. Like I know you can cross list items, so you can have them on like Mercari, Poshmark, eBay. There's a bunch of them, right? Etsy. And so I just do eBay right now. That's because I don't want to spend time like unlisting items on other platforms. I don't think there's a service right now where you can like delist things on other platforms. So I don't mess around with like cross listing or anything like that. I don't have any VAs. And I feel like if you have a bunch of crap connected to your eBay store, eBay knows and then they basically like shadow ban you. I know that's just like pure speculation, but I think that if you manually do everything, you're way better off doing your own titles. Like, and I've only heard bad things about VAs, by the way, like really, really bad things. Yo, what's up, Brian? How you doing? Um, but yeah, guys, fire away the questions. Let me know what you guys think a good time would be for lives. Because I'm not sure the best time to go live. I guess it's just any time is going to be better than nothing. But let me know what you guys think. This is kombucha right here, baby. Turmeric and ginger. Okay. Keep it coming, guys. Let me know. I am here to answer any questions that you guys have. This you have me in the flesh, you have me live. So let me know what questions you have. Okay, Laura, great question. So the question was basically, what are my expenses? What's my storage? How much do I spend a month on items to sell? Great question. I get everything at the bins, so it's very low cost, extremely low cost. Like my cost of goods are $1.50 per item. So I just go to the Goodwill bins or the Goodwill outlet, and you can actually just type in Goodwill outlet on Google Maps, and you can see. I don't care how far away it is. Just make the trip, go to the closest one, spend all day, get as many items as you can, fill up your car, and try to get just gold items. But my cost of goods are $1.50 per item. My storage is just my rent. I have a 2-bedroom. So one of the bedrooms is packed with clothing pretty much. And these racks right here, these steel racks, they are $150 per rack. I got them at Home Depot. And And yeah, so like rent, I pay my total rent, I share the rent. The total rent is around like $5,000, but it's split basically. So that's my pretty much my only expense other than gas. Let's say 200 bucks a month on gas because I drive to the bins every day and it's like 20 to 30 minutes away. My cost of goods probably 1,500 per month to get 20 items per day. Shipping is like 3,000 a month in shipping expenses, and eBay fees are like 2,000 a month. So pretty much it's 50% profit. So on $11,500, it's about 50 percent profit. Yeah, I'm in LA. My rent is I'm the place I live in is extremely nice, and I wouldn't recommend spending 5,000 a month on rent. Ideally, let's say you lived alone, you started this eBay business. Ideally, you would want to sacrifice like 2 years of your life, get a studio or in your mom's basement, fill it up with racks like this, fill up your just fill it out. Like if I could get like 60 racks like this in a place, I would. So someone just paid for the board shirt, 17 bucks. Ideally, you would want to get a studio or your mom's basement and like devote 2 years of your life filling these out and just selling it. So ideally, you would want to be in like a studio or something very low expense and get as many racks as you can with the SKU system, and you can make hundreds of thousands of dollars per year easily, like without a doubt. Can you go over your expense? Laura, thank you for the question. Thriving successfully ask, how did I get started? And yes, I'm in LA. Did you keep a spreadsheet? I don't have a spreadsheet. Um, it's very smart to have a spreadsheet and to keep all your numbers. I just know my cost of goods, and I have researched a lot of really high tier brands, so I know I'm making very good margin on and on eBay. You can actually see how much profit you're actually making if you go to your orders and you click like the if you click like the dollar amount of the sale, let's say it's 40 bucks, you click that, there's a link that'll take you to where you where the profit is. So you can actually see how much profit you're actually making. So let's say there's $40 item and they take out the eBay fees, it discounts the shipping for you, discounts the final value fees. You can actually see what you're left with, and that would be smart to have like a spreadsheet on that. But I know that my profit is like almost an 18x because I have very low cost of goods. The thrift store in LA would be rough because everything is like $8 or more. So I'd rather just go to the bins, get things for like a dollar. And you can find like I found Arc'teryx jacket worth 500 bucks at the bins. I spent like $3 on it. And you can find that all day if you just stay at the bins. How long have you been doing this, Laura? About 8 months. I started last September. And so, however many months that is from September, like 8 or 9 months, I've been doing this. And so, in that time, I just researched endlessly, like studied with the top people, the top clothing resellers. So, like, if you're not in clothing, try to find a very successful person in your niche and study what they do, study their store, study what they sell. That's why I come to you guys every single day with what sold videos. I come to you with like my numbers. I show you exactly how much I'm making, and I show you guys every single day like what I thrift at the store, like what I get, and that way you guys can pretty much copy me. Like I want you guys to copy me. I want you to become successful. That's why I try to give everything out freely so you guys can be very successful on eBay. Because a lot of people on YouTube like they don't really give you all the value that they could. I feel like a lot of them hold back certain things. And so my main goal on this channel is to like give you guys everything to help you make way more profit. So yes, let me know if you guys have any more questions. I'll answer it. I will answer all the questions you have. But I appreciate you guys. We have 13 likes. But yeah, like 8 to 9 months I've been doing this, and it's fun. takes me like, I would say ideally if you really want to get done with your day really fast, ideally you would want to wake up very early, get all your listings done like as soon as you wake up. So you wake up, you get some coffee, you do some working out, read, journal, whatever your morning routine is. Ideally, you would want to first thing in the morning just get your listings done, like the hardest thing, whatever you think the hardest task is, and get that done first thing in the morning, and try to do it as early as possible. So ideally, the perfect reseller schedule would be like wake up at 5 or 6, take photos, and basically list. So when it comes to eBay, what you want to do is like when you take your photos, you want to immediately list after. You don't want to stretch it out all day. That's the last thing that you want to do. So when you take your photos, you want to list right after. And then your day is basically done. So if wake up at like 5 or 6, list everything, take photos of everything, list everything, your day's pretty much done. Like it's very easy to stretch out reselling all day. You can make it an all day thing, or you can have time freedom. So you can decide what you want to do. Ideally, you just want to wake up very early, take all your photos, list everything, takes about 1 or 2 hours. And then all you have to do from there is just ship. And then your day is basically done. It's that simple. There's no need to stretch it out all day. Like at what I do right now is I just do everything like at night. So what I'll do is I'll take photos at like 9:30 p.m. and then I will take 20 sets of photos and then I'll list everything. It takes me about 1 or 2 hours and then my it's pretty much that's like the main work portion of my day. And then obviously in the morning, first thing that I do is ship everything out. Then I'll go to the bins and source for an hour to 2 hours. I'll come back home. I have a bunch of time freedom, and then I'll basically just get straight into listing and taking photos and listing, and then my day is done. You can make reselling really fast. There's been days where it just stretches out, and you just can't do that. You need to get done with your day ASAP. Spend time with your family, spend time with your loved ones, and that's what this life is about. You don't need to spend all day doing this. It can be within 3 hours. Oh, of course, Laura, appreciate it. Yeah, just make sure you don't overbuy, don't overspend. This person said that they didn't receive an item when they did. Um, so they refunded me back 34 bucks. So eBay's awesome. Like they got your back. So basically what happened today was hey, what's going on, Ben? Just gonna go over this and I'll get right to your question. So basically, this person said that I guess they had the wrong address in. So I had a really nice Nike Tech fleece for 38 bucks. I shipped it out and then they tried changing their address last second and it shipped to their, I guess, the wrong address that they have. And they basically said it never arrived and they like created a claim that they were threatening me with like negative feedback when like they put in the wrong address. And so eBay is going to have your back every single time. If someone puts in the wrong address, you do your part and they don't get it, then eBay will get your back. So you can call them or you can appeal the defect or appeal because they took 34 bucks from my account today because they thought that like I never shipped it out. And so in that situation, you just show them the tracking number and the tracking number is uploaded on eBay. So I don't know why they don't just like check the tracking, but it showed delivered. And so they went from taking 34 bucks from my account to giving it back because like I did my part of the bargain. What's going on, Ben? You can go to the bins and get 20 listings done in 3 hours. So when I said 3 hours, 3 hours, meaning like taking your photos and listing, it should take you about 1 to 2 hours to do the whole entire photo and listing process if it's 20 items. I can do that whole process, yeah, in about 2 hours. But no, not including the bins. The bins can take, up to 3 hours. So I guess a 5 hour day, 6 hour day, if you really go hard at the bins. However, you could go really, really hard at the bins on a Sunday, and you could just get a bunch of inventory, and then you can use that inventory. That's what I used to do. I would go to the bins like 1 or 2 times a week, and I would just like come home with like 60 items, and then I would just, list all 20 until I had to go back. But as of now, with my current model, I'm just trying to source like super high end clothing. So yeah, right now it takes me about 5 hours, about 3 hours at the bins. Sometimes it takes me an hour though. You think you end up finding higher quality items by taking a free? Yes, that's what actually, Ben. I'm so glad you asked that, because that's what made my business 5,000 to 10,000 plus. Was going every day and just sourcing fire, like sourcing complete fire, like bangers. You want to go and get the best bangers. You don't want to walk out there with low grade items. You don't want to walk out of the bins with bread and butter. You want to walk out with 20 fire items. Sometimes you can go and get like 40 to 60 fire items if you stay pretty much like 3 to 5 hours. Like there's been times where I just go in for an hour and I find 20 items that like meet my requirements, where they absolutely meet like the gold standard, which is like coal, Patagonia, Arc'teryx, um, all that stuff. So, yeah, what really caused a huge change in my business was just staying longer at the bins and sourcing for gold, because there's gold. You can find $20 bills at the bins all the time, $30 bills, $60 bills, $100 bills, $300 bills. If you just stay longer, you're going to get it. Do you source for ASP or sell through rate? Do you have a rule of thumb? So both. So I try to find the highest ASP item with preferably 100% sell through rate. So for instance, Levi's, I would say if it's over 25 ASP and it's got good sell through rate, it's very good item. Preferably you want to find things in the $40 range, because you want that $20 profit. And the sweet spot is 13 items sold per day with $20 profit. It's about a six-figure profit income. So that's really where you want to be at. 13 items out with $20 profit. It's about $260, which is close. It's like $98,000 profit per year. But yeah, for instance, like Levi's 512, 32, 32. It's probably like a $25 item, but it has 100% sell-through rate or even more. And so that's an example of what I would pick up. So like Levi jeans can be really good. Certain jeans, I know people that have their whole business just jeans, and they do really, really good. Yes, Ben, I am in LA, and the bins here are insane. And as this channel starts to blow up, I'm gonna not talk about it because I can't like oversaturate the bins in LA. But since my channel is so small right now, like I'm gonna give you guys all the sauce as of right now. And so if you guys have any questions, this is the time to ask it, because when this channel blows up, like it's gonna be harder to give certain advice out, because then it's gonna ruin it for everyone. So as of right now, like you guys have me at the best time, because like I can give you, because like if your channel is really big and you're giving advice, it can basically saturate the whole thing. So like yes, I would love to give like advice and tips and locations and where to source certain things, but it's going to get to a point where if this channel's super big, like it's going to ruin it for everyone. So like right now is the best time to ask me questions, guys. LA is extremely, extremely expensive for thrifts, but the bins very cheap. And like expenses in LA, it's not that bad. The only thing about LA is just the rent. That's really where they get you, is the rent. But if you can come out with like, let's say your brother or your family, if you can split out the rent with a friend, it's going to be a lot easier to live out here. What got me into this business? Well, I come from I've always been in business my whole life. I've actually never worked like a 9 to 5. I've always made money online, and a lot of what I used to do was just virtual work, freelancing stuff like video editing, online video editing, creating websites for people, um, doing social media consulting, like helping people with their social media, like boosting their page. So I would like log into their page. I would post content for them, just very like online based stuff. And so I just did that grind for like 5 to 6 years, and I built a very successful business doing that, like multiple six-figure income, and created my own website on Shopify, and got like recurring residual payments. And I still run that business, and that's what has kind of helped me in the beginning, because with eBay, like I immediately went into like 30 listings per day, and you can't do that if you don't have a job on the side. You just can't do that. So preferably when you start eBay, you want a side income. You want you basically want side income. So a job, absolutely, you need some type of source of income if you're going to really scale eBay. If you don't have a job, you just reinvest the profits, but you don't invest any of your own income. So preferably you go around your house, you sell things. Let's say you get $100 out of the things that are in your house, and then you only use that $100 to invest in inventory, and then you only reinvest in the profits until you scale your business up. One of the biggest guys on eBay did just that. He only reinvested profits. What I did is I reinvested money that my side business was bringing in. So all the money that my side business was bringing in, I put in eBay, which is actually stupid. Don't do that, because you overbuy, you create very aggressive listing habits, and it's not sustainable if you don't have a lot of income on the side coming in. Jumping into eBay with 30 listings per day is very expensive, and it's not really worth it. After a few months, you have more profits than you could possibly list, especially if you're a bins person. Um, yeah, like bins are crazy, crazy margins at the bins. If you guys don't have a bins outlet, I don't care if it's 2 hours, go and stay there all day. Where do you normally go shopping for the items you sell? So yeah, it's called the Goodwill outlet. It's basically like a warehouse where they roll out these huge blue bins, and it's just stacked with clothing, and you have to sort through all the clothing, and it's kind of dirty in there, it's kind of messy in there. I need to go to the bins. I still haven't gone done. Yeah, the bins are crazy fire. And Planet, it's called the Goodwill outlet, also known as the Goodwill bins. It's basically a huge warehouse where they roll out these blue carts, and they're like huge carts. Like they probably pack like 500 just loose clothes in a cart. Like they're all loose, they're all random, and you have to sort through all the clothes. And you basically will find, like, you can find Patagonia puffer jackets. Like I got a red Patagonia puffer jacket the other day that's worth like it actually sold like within 2 days, and it's $100 goose down puffer jacket Patagonia that I sold for $100, and it cost me $2 at the bin. So I turned $2 into 100, which is a 50x, which is insane. If that was the stock market, you'd be loaded. And I think eBay is pretty much like the stock market, and it's way more reliable. It's way smarter, and you actually have physical assets that with inflation, like all the value of everything constantly goes up. So when you have physical assets like real estate or clothing or just physical assets, you're really well off. The stock market, you have no control of it. With clothing and physical assets, if you know what you're doing, you can really be in control of it. Expect something like the stock market, you have to invest your own sweat equity. Yep. People make a lot of money in the stock market, and people also lose a lot of money. The only way you make money in the stock market is if someone else is losing money. How long do I stay at the Goodwill bins? As long as it takes. That's the question. That's the answer to your question. As long as it takes to get 20 gold items, because my daily listing goal is 20 items. So I don't care if it takes me 7 hours. You want to stay there as long as you can. That's what really the paradigm shift for me. What made me go from 5K to 10K in sales was going. I used to just spend an hour at the bins, and my Rolodex was not that good. Like a Rolodex is basically your awareness of brands. So my Rolodex was very tiny. Like I only knew like Nike and Reebok and Adidas, and that was it, let's say. Then as you start doing research, you learn the Patagonias, the Cools, the Pranas, the Arc'teryx, Ferretti. So you really need to, if you want to become very successful and rich on eBay, you have to expand your Rolodex. That is the most important thing. Expand the Rolodex, learn more brands, research more brands, become very knowledgeable with brands. And then when you go to the Goodwill bins, you can go there for 30 minutes and find gold everywhere. What are your top brands that you look for? Ralph Lauren. Ralph Lauren is a horrible, horrible brand on eBay. It's so saturated, unless it's a very niche Ralph Lauren. Like instead of the pony, there's a Ralph Lauren that has a bear. That is very niche. You can get like $30 to $50 or even more for that. There's definitely categories in Ralph Lauren that are really good. So what I would do is go on eBay, type in Ralph Lauren, and type in high to low. See what's like. I'm like kind of shivering right now because the air conditioning is blowing in my face. I'm sorry, guys. But you basically want to go on eBay, type in Ralph Lauren, go from high to low, and see what the highest items of Ralph Lauren are, or any brand, and you can see what are the most desirable items within Ralph Lauren. Preferably scroll down to what's selling for like 30 to $100 in that range, the $100 range to $30 range. You want to study what's selling in that range to really get a good idea of what is selling very well. Okay, guys, so leave your questions down. I'm going to get to every single person. They're going fast right now, so I'm going to try to get to every single person, but leave your question down and give this video a thumbs up right now if you find this valuable. All right. Don, I really appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, I'm going to come out with videos every day, so I hope you like it. Polo is good in outerwear. Yeah. Just look through the sell-through rate, look through the size. Always look at size. So like, Levi's 512 26x26 may be a lot worse than Levi's 512 34x34. So always when looking up the sell-through rate, you look up the actual size and waist size of the item to really get a good look of the sell-through rate. Preferably you want to be above 80% sell-through rate. But if you really want to become very successful and be very, if you want to really be like, if you want to have very predictable income, you would have everything be at a 100% sell-through rate or higher. My first sale was a Ralph Lauren Polo Bear shirt. Yeah, they are just absolutely fire. If you find this at the bins, that's considered a gold item because they're very rare. And I found a bear at the bins too. I spent like $1 and I think it turned into a $30 or $40 sale. Polo's good in outerwear. Ben, yes, outerwear is one of my best. Is what I look for. Like I love finding the cargo nylon pants, whether it's in North Face, Prana, Cole. Like that is my preferred. Outerwear is basically my preferred choice when it comes to the bins. Anything outerwear is very important. Sorry, you just said Rolodex. What's a Rolodex? Planet. A Rolodex is basically just your awareness of brands. So when I first started, my Rolodex of brands were maybe just Nike or Adidas, like Hugo Boss. That's all I knew. So when I went to the bins, I would see all these brands. I'd be like, what's that brand? What's that brand? What's that brand? A Rolodex is becoming so knowledgeable with brands that you, like for instance, no one knows what Arc'teryx is. This brand right here, this is a $500 jacket. This is the logo right here. That's the logo. No one knows what that logo is, but a Rolodex is basically like becoming a professional with brands to where you're like, oh, that's Arc'teryx. And you establish a Rolodex by going to the bins and just on your phone, you type in what the brand is. And then that's how you can learn. That's how you can learn what brands are. So the bins are a great place to learn how to have a bigger Rolodex. It's cold in here, guys. My air conditioner is pumping out at like 65 degrees right now. So actually, Planet, basically what I do is I go to the back of USPS. There's a basically where like all the big USPS trucks, they will like unload and take packages from the facility. I actually go around back, and they can actually scan. If you have a Rolo printer, you can actually have them scan it right there in person, super fast. Takes me like a minute to do 30 items. They just boom, 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 boom. They scan all your items right there. Yes, it's probably smart to have them come to you, but my schedule is so crazy that I'd rather just go there and just have them scan it for me really fast, and then I just drive directly to the Goodwill bins, because there's one right next to the bin. So I just go there, go in the back like an OG, and just have them scan it for me, which is you're doing good when you go to the back and they know like you're popping off. Or you could just go to the desk, like the front. You're gonna have to wait in line. You can have them scan it one by one, or there's self checkout scanners, and you can just do it manually yourself. How many hours a week do you think you spend working on this job? I would say about 5 hours a day. I could make that a lot less, but I'd say about 5 hours. I tend to kind of stretch it out too. It's a very common problem that a lot of resellers do. But ideally, you want to get everything packed in within the first 3 hours of the day. So you take 20 photos or 30 photos, whatever your listing goal is, 5 photos. I'd say about, if you can list 20 within an hour to 2 hours, that's pretty good speed. But in the beginning, you don't want to focus on speed. You want to focus on accuracy and making sure you create the best listing possible. Once you become a professional at creating a very good, high quality listing, then you can focus on speed. But ideally, you want to wake up first thing in the morning, list 20 photos, take 20 photos and then list 20 items on eBay. Your day is basically done. Then you just ship it out, and then if you have to go sourcing for the day, you do that for 2 hours. So basically, on a day-to-day basis, it's about 3 to 5 hours for me for a six-figure income. How many hours a week do you spend? Why would someone give an RTX to Goodwill? That's a great question, and you'd be surprised. A lot of people slip up. They don't realize the brands that they're holding on to. Who knows? Honestly, who knows? Maybe it was passed down to someone. Maybe someone passed away, unfortunately, and their family just donated everything. Like you never know. And it's a very, very expensive jacket. You do need to make sure they're real. This one is real. I verified it, and for the most part, things are going to be real. If I would stay away from designer stuff completely. Don't mess with designer stuff, guys. But hey, guys, you guys have me. To some people, 500 is nothing, especially in LA. People are going to donate crazy things all the time. Okay, but you guys have me for a couple more minutes, so hammer away. I'm here to give you guys value and answer every single one of your questions. So if you have any last second questions, put all the questions down below. I will get to every single one, but it's getting freezing in here. I have to turn down the air condition. How my event works, it's like blowing in my face. Was it slow getting started in the beginning? Then it picked up once you got good, or was it smooth from the beginning? If I didn't have a second source of income, I would have died because I overspent in the beginning. I bought way too much stuff in the beginning. So ideally, if I could go back, I would just do 5 a day gold items, like $30 to $40 out the door, and I would have been in a way better place. But yes, it was kind of slow in the beginning, for sure slow, because I got a lot of crap. I filled my store up with a bunch of low tier items. If I knew what I knew now, it would be a lot different. But yes, it was very slow in the beginning. And as you learn, as you research, as you become knowledgeable and learn new brands, it becomes very easy, actually. The hard part is just staying consistent. But once you become knowledgeable with brands, it actually is extremely easy. You can make a lot of money. But at that point, it's just willpower. Are you willing to show up every day and list every day? Because it can get repetitive, but you just have to treat it like a job. Don, sometimes it just doesn't fit anymore and they don't want to go through the hassle of reselling it. Yeah. There's so many reasons for why someone would donate things. Like my girlfriend had a bunch of designer stuff. She's very successful in real estate, and she had like really nice stuff, and she just donated it. I was like, you could have resold all that stuff. She's like, I don't care. I need to get a new wardrobe. Thank you, Ben. I really appreciate you, and God bless as well. And yeah, I mean, God is a huge part of my success as well. I'm not going to lie. And having that connection is very important, extremely important. How often do you have a customer that is not happy with their purchase? How do you verify if clothing is real? Um, Planet. So to answer your first question, I think my return rate is like 2 to 3%. So let's say I sell 100 items, 3% of them get returned, which is fine. Like that's good. That's pretty normal. I'd say if you sell 100 and get 3 returns, it's fine. Like I said, my cost of goods is $1.50, so it's not breaking the bank at all. And if someone bought it once, they'll buy it twice or 3 times. How do I verify if clothing is real? It's pretty hard. I would say just really stick to you can type in eBay Verilist and you can see basically what you shouldn't be posting on eBay. And I would say if it's designer, just don't put it on eBay because it might be fake. Try to just get very common brands that are higher tier. You can go in other listings to see if the tags match, to see if things match. I'd say regarding jerseys, if like the stitching is really poorly done on jerseys, don't get it. If you think it's fake, it probably is. So if something feels off, if it looks bad, if the stitching is coming undone, if it looks very poorly made, it's most likely fake. For jerseys, it's very poorly done stitching, like really, really bad stitching. You can pretty much tell right away if a jersey's fake. If it has really tight, really nice stitching, then it's probably real. Do you ever go to Marshall's? No, like I said, I just get things for so cheap at the bins that's just where I go. I mean, there's some arbitrage with shoes at Marshalls and Ross. I've seen people get like soccer cleats and shoes for big discounts that they can resell. Let's say they get it on clearance for like $30 and they can resell it on Amazon for like $100. I mean, that could be worth it, but you just need a lot of money and capital to store all that stuff. And so, yeah, I just try to get things for really, really low. So the outlet is insane. It's a hack to the universe. I think there's bins and outlets in every single state. Honestly, like I said, if it's an hour away, like I know a guy that makes like 200 grand, his bins is 2 hours away, but he goes and just sources like for the whole week, like 200 items in one go. It'd be better off if he went every day, but if it's 2 hours away, that's a little unrealistic. All right, guys, we're going to wrap it up here. If you guys have any last minute questions, fire away. If you haven't liked the video, do so, please. It's going to help me out. I give everything out freely, and in return, I'd appreciate a like. And if you're not subscribed, that'd be great. So starting out, I should just look for 5 gold items that make me 50 day. Yes. If you can do that, you'll be way better off than I was. You will be a million times better off than I was. If you can, like, how I'm talking to you guys is like how I would talk to my brother. Like if my brother was struggling, this is the advice that I would give him. Yes, 5 listings per day with extremely high ASP, where you're trying to make over $20 profit. That's really, really where you want to be at. Thank you, Ben. I really appreciate the sub. But yes, in the beginning, if you're starting off, only gold items, no filler, no just Polo Ralph Lauren polo shirts. Those are very mid to low tier items, unless they're the bear. Yeah, that's a different story. But if they're just random Polo Ralph Lauren shirts, no, you don't want to spend money on that. You want to find like the Patagonias. You want to find ASP is average sales price. So you want your average sales price, which means the total cost that the buyer pays, including shipping. So let's say they spend $40. You want to make at least $20 profit on that item. With my business, I basically make half of whatever I sell for. Yeah, exactly, Don. leave George, which is a Walmart brand, Old Navy alone. Unless you're doing the volume model, which is not worth it. I made a video on the volume model. It's just, come on, your time's better spent selling higher end items. Hugo Boss suits, they do pretty good for me, to be honest. They're higher ASP. You can find them on the racks. You can find them in Goodwills. I found many Hugo Boss suit jackets, like sport jackets. They sell good. Ooh, just got a sale for $26. Of course, I turned off my thing, but just to show you guys I'm not bullshitting. So on this live, I made like $80. Any last question? Any last questions, guys? Any final questions? But yeah, leave all the low tier stuff. Yeah, Sheen, horrible. George, horrible. Old Navy, awful. I know people that do sell that stuff, but they're playing the volume game, and I just don't think the volume game is worth your time. I think if you were really crushing it, oh yeah, Don. Someone was trying to sell me. Don't. Someone left a comment. They're like, "Don't sell Amazon stuff. You'll get Veroed." I'm like, I sold 20 Amazon things, and I looked at the Vero list. Like none of it, like there was nothing that said Amazon stuff is a Vero, and I sell it all the time. And since that video, man, I made all my money back on like the first shirt that sold, and I've been selling that stuff pretty much every day. Amazon stuff is really good. Like Amazon Prime stuff is good. Maybe you should call eBay just to make sure you can sell that stuff. But I haven't had any issues with it. Okay, guys, I think we're going to wrap it up here. I'll give you guys 5 more seconds to ask one last question. But I think we're going to wrap it up here. Reselling feels like a cheat code at times. It's awesome. Yeah, it's a hack. If you can become knowledgeable and your Rolodex expands, you understand brands that sell good. Like I said, go from high to low. Look at all the different brands. Go from high to low, see what are selling for the $30 to $100 range, and study those brands, the sizes. It's a hack, guys. Peace, man. Have a good night. Thank you, Don. Yeah, guys, we're going to wrap it up here. We'll see you guys very soon. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you guys very, very soon. And thank you for all the likes. Thank you for your support. And I love you guys. We'll see you very soon. Peace.